What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do a DIY corner shelf. If y'all have any questions or any concerns, please leave them in the comments. But yeah, guys, let's get straight into the video. So right here I wanted a finished edge on my piece of wood at the bottom. So what you do is get like a piece of wood, like a factory piece of wood, or like a level if it's long enough, and you basically use it as a guide so you could cut it to factory and it could be straight, so it won't be all crooked or anything. So you just put a clamp on each side so it'll stay, and use the guide on the skill saw to just go all the way through and make sure that it's straight. And then for the edges, I use my table saw. You don't have to do this part unless you really want to, but I just wanted to have the edges of 45. And also you could do the same concept as the first part, where you use a finished edge and you clamp it down and you turn your skill saw to a 45 angle and just go all the way through. Make sure that you do it straight, but in this case I use a table saw, but you don't have to, and you don't have to 45 the end, but I just wanted to do it so the corners could butt up to each other. And right here I'm just using a square and a level because I had to cut that extra piece off. And if you have a longer square, you could use that, but I only have this little square, and I use a level as a straight line. Make sure that it's tight and hitting the square so it's not a crooked line and it's actually straight. And it depends on you, like you could also clamp the level, or you could have like a finished edge again, like I said, but it's totally up to you. I just freehand it when I cut it, and right there you see exactly why I 45 the pieces. So the corners, when you nail it, it's a 45 instead of just straight butt up to each other. But it's up to you on your preference. And right here I'm trying to make sure that the end is straight so it's not crooked, and it actually was crooked. That's why I had to cut it and make sure that it's square. And I did it 65 inches. It's totally up to you how high you want it, but with the 65 inches and 4 shelves, the spacing was 21 inches, I believe. And it was perfect for the spacing that my wife wanted. And now again, guys, this is just a preference. I don't even know why I did this. I just wanted to see how it would come out. But what I'm doing is I'm notching out, so when the shelf goes on the top and the bottom, I did it on both pieces, but when the shelf goes on there, it's going to have like a little seat, basically, because the notch is like where the shelf could just fall into place, which you don't need to do this. I just wanted to actually try it out because I wanted to see how it would look or how it is, because I've never done like a notch out like that. So I just want to try something new and just see how it goes. So it's not bad to just try things out, guys, and see how it comes out, because I actually like the finished product. I wish I would have made all 4 shelves notched out like that, but it still came out good. But the multi-tool, you could either use a chisel or something sharp just to clean up that edge. But again, you don't have to do this part. I just wanted to do it to see how it was. And excuse the mess, the background, I do apologize. It's like my kids always have toys and stuff laying around, so yeah, sorry about that. But that's how the shelf will look right there when it's all said and done. That's why I did it, but you don't need to do that. And this is my first time actually doing a round edge, because I would usually do like a regular square triangle edge, but in this case it's my first time trying this out. What you do is basically put a screw in the very corner, and then you get like a string or a rope or something, and your marks. So I measured from the sides of the shelf inside to the short point on each side, and then you can see my marks on each edge, and I basically just hold it tight and then make that circle edge, which is very cool because it came out pretty cool for my first time. And then this is why I said for the tools needed, if you have a jigsaw for the round edge, but if not, you could always do it straight with a regular skill saw. But in this case, I wanted to try something new again and try a little round edge, which is pretty cool, and I think it came out really good. Then you use the first one to trace it as a template for as many shelves as you need. And I use 220 grit for sanding the edges and trying to clean it up as much as I can. But guys, I am not a painter, and I won't be a painter because it's very difficult and there's a lot to the process. So this is our little project, and we didn't really care too much how it came out. Just my wife just wanted a shelf, and it was a cool project for the family to just be able to paint and just not worry about having to make it perfect. So my wife did most of the, like, 90% of the painting. I helped a little bit, but it came out really good. She did really good. And right here I'm just basically starting to nail everything, and it's good to use wood glue. I know for tools I put wood glue, but it's not a tool. I don't know, but basically use the wood glue for all the edges. Anything you're gonna nail, make sure you put wood glue, and make sure it's even, not all thick, because when you put the pieces together the wood is gonna squish out because there's so much. So wipe it down. And I have this Ryobi nail gun, 18 gauge, and you could use like a air compressor and a nail gun, but in this case it helped out having a battery and just using the nail gun like that. And you just want to make sure you get in all the edges and keep the nail gun straight, because nails will pop out if it's at an angle. And I ended up bringing it inside because it was the next day. We already did 3 layers of paint. And then my diesel boy, you see right there, he wanted to be part of the project, and he's just walking around the house, but I wanted to show my dog. And basically this is where the little notch was, at the very top and the bottom. So I'm just trying to show you how it looks with the notch. Like I said, you don't need to do this, but I just wanted to try it. And now I'm just putting wood glue. Like I said, make sure you put all the edges with wood glue, just to make sure that it's going to actually stay for a long time. And the wood glue really helps when it bonds with the nails, like it won't break or anything. So the wood glue really does help a lot. And remember guys, if y'all are enjoying this video, please be sure to smash the like button. And if y'all have any questions, just go ahead and leave them in the comments, because I don't know if I covered everything, if I'm doing the voiceover correct to where y'all understand like exactly what's going on, because I really want to be helpful, and I want everyone to learn. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. So for the spacing guys, I did cheat a little bit. I basically put 65 into the calculator and divided it by 3. So that's how I got my spacings on each shelf. So don't roast me for using the calculator, but yeah, I had to use it to get the spacing because I was having a little bit trouble. Like I got the half mark of 65, and then if there's any tricks that y'all know to help me divide it by 3 instead of having to use a calculator, or like an easier way to just use a tape instead of having to use a calculator, please be sure to let me know. And right here I'm just making sure all my shelves are square, and I'm getting ready to nail them. So now you can see like how I'm talking about, like how I didn't notch out the middles for the shelves, because you don't have to, but like I said, I just wanted to. So right here, this is where I'm getting ready to nail. I had my spacing correct, I make sure everything's square, and then I marked it, and I basically nailed it from the bottom and the top. So I put 1 nail at the bottom to hold it, and then I nailed the other side, and then I flipped it to the other side, and then I nailed the back side, so I'm not having to nail from underneath. And what you could do is, right here I'm using the square and the level to mark where the shelf is so I could nail it. And if you have a long square, you could just use a square and as a guide to basically know where to nail the shelves, because you want to get the center of the shelf and make sure to keep the nail gun straight so no nails pop out. But that's how you nail it. And then you use caulking to get all the edges to make sure that it looks very clean and no cracks or any openings, no gaps. So use some caulking. And I tried a trick that I learned on TikTok where you spray soap and water, and it worked out really good. That's my first time ever trying that, and I didn't show it on video, but yeah, I tried that on the lower shelves and it worked out pretty good. So that's why I love TikTok, to show me new tricks. And if y'all have any tricks, be sure to let me know about painting. But we're coming to an end, guys. This is pretty much how you DIY a corner shelf. and just do it to your preference. You could add rounded edges. You could use a router to edge up the edges, or whatever you want to do to make it unique in your style. Then you clean it up. But this is a finished product, guys. Be sure to smash the like button, leave a comment. Peace.